All right, final blessing. All right, so it looks like I'm going to do a little bit of a continuation. Not going to be really the same topic as the previous video. Since we talked about in the last video, Kundalini awakening, some stuff on the chakras. But before I get into this topic, I'm going to talk about some meditation and breathing and establishing those good spiritual practices. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But quick announcements. Again, if you want to sign up for the various different classes I offer, Patreon's the way to go. Go to the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page at patreon.com/Baniti. We have a bunch of ongoing classes and series. We got a Klipothic Sorcery class ongoing, Luciferian Magic and Self-Mastery class, Sith classes, Shadow Work classes. The one I forgot to mention, the Kundalini Meditation and Yoga Awakening class, which deals with a lot of stuff I talked about in the last video and what I'll be talking about in this video. There's a bunch of ongoing series. Esoterical Occult Bible Study class, Egyptian Vampiric class, Vampirism class. I mean, list goes on. And we've been knee-deep. There's quite a bit of content on there. So if you want to get access to the 3 classes I do privately every month for Patreon members only, plus a group ritual at the end of the month, again, go to patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti. Tier 3 is the tier you want to join. If you're interested in a spiritual reading or a consultation, I offer various different types of readings: Klipothic demonic readings, shadow work readings, deity readings, Egyptian oracle readings, Santa Muerte readings. Shoot me an email at khnum19@gmail.com. Also including that email if you want to book a reading, days and times you're available, in addition to the time zone that you are in, okay? So you can shoot me an email there, and I will give you that information. Also, 6th Annual Journey to the Black Adept Conference. You can sign up for it now, either live and in person or virtually. Just shoot me an email, again, and I will send over that information to you. And remember, all the new content plus additional content is now being uploaded to the Primordial Chaos podcast, which is available pretty much on all major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast is in the description box of this video, along with my contact information and pretty much everything else I just ran through. All right. So I want to talk about meditation, breathing, some spiritual techniques that you should be practicing regularly or consistently. Okay? Most people struggle with their spiritual work / ritual work because they do not have the foundational practices down packed that are the core or the foundation or the root of their spiritual growth. Now, again, as I said, in the one ongoing series we do have going on Patreon, there's a class that I think we're up to 9 or 10. We've been doing it. It's an ongoing series. The Kundalini meditation and yoga class deals with the chakras, meditation, breathing, which is a strong core practice on this path. And also strengthening your visualization skills. You will see suffers greatly if you have a hard time focusing and meditating, right? People always ask, because some people got more so people who aren't on the path, curious seekers, people who view shit from the outside, don't really know anything about what we do. They always ask, do you guys do spiritual stuff like meditation? And of course we do. We do it hard. When I say we do it hard, it's a regular aspect of our practice. It should be. So most definitely, meditation is definitely an arsenal or a tool that we use regularly for our spiritual growth. But I want to talk about a couple things that are connected to meditation first. Focus and concentration. Okay? It's hard to obtain a state of meditation when you don't have no focus and concentration, right? So you must first get your focus in order. And I've mentioned this many times before in the past. There's exercises you can do. One, it could be an object. I always suggest people just take a one simple candle, a black or a white candle, preferably black. Doesn't really matter, though, to be honest with you. Gaze at that candle for a while with your eyes open, and then capture the image of that candle in your mind's eye and close your eyes and stay capturing that image as long as you can. That'll strengthen your mental focus. And then your concentration, obviously, will be enhanced and and be sharpened. Because you can't focus and concentrate. If you can't focus and concentrate, it's going to be hard to be in a deep state of meditation. Now, an important thing that leads up to all of those things is proper breathing. And you guys that are on the Patreon page with me, you know I'm on this very hard in that Kundalini and meditation class. I really emphasize the importance of proper breathing. Now, you're going to find out. Now, granted, let me say this too. So before I say what I'm about to say, very important. I know some people might have existing conditions, right? Some people may have medical issues. It could be asthma. It could be allergies. It could be a deviated septum. I'm just putting things out there that might affect their breathing, okay? So keep that in mind before I say what I'm about to say. So if you are one of those people and you have a special issue like that, then you got to take what applies to you, and what doesn't. But most people will find out one of the most destructive ways to breathe is be a mouth breather. And a lot of people are mouth breathers. They don't even know it. Some people have serious snoring issues. Again, it could be for pre-existing conditions. I get that. And if it's a pre-existing condition you need to address, that you can fix, you need to address it and work on it. Okay? When you're breathing in and out through the mouth, you are not getting proper circulation and oxygen via your blood. You're not getting proper circulation and oxygen to vital organs in the body. Proper way to breathe is actually in through the nose, out through the nose. Not in through the nose, out through the mouth. That is the proper way to breathe, not being a mouth breather. Now, exhaling out the mouth is done sometimes in cleansing process, like SMI breathing, Yogi Rag Chamraka's book, which I've mentioned many times over the years, where Science of Breath Control, he's got exercises in there with the SMI breath and things of that nature, which you should practice these science of breath techniques to get your breathing in order. Another thing I've always suggested in previous videos over the years and classes is to either record your breathing or have somebody record you while you sleep to see if you're a mouth breather, and do an investigation and see, is breathing an issue? Because if breathing is a serious issue, can that affect my spiritual work overall? Most definitely it can. Okay, this is why if you've been in my classes working with me over the years, before we go into ritual work, we always do some breath control, some decompression breathing before we carry out our ritual work, just for a minute or two. So it's very important, in order for your rituals to be effective, in order for your connection to deity and spirit to be effective, ask yourself, how are my meditation skills? How are my breathing skills, or my science of breath control? And where is my focus and my concentration at? Because without focus, concentration, and meditation and all of these things, there's another tool we use that's very important on this path, and you won't be able to obtain it, is your visualization skills, right? Visualizing things in ritual is one of the most powerful, effective ritual practices when you have the ability to carry it out. But I more so want to focus on the core practices of meditation and breathing. I always suggest, I don't care if it's just for a couple minutes a day, at minimum, or if you could do a couple minutes in the day and the night, to just meditate for a few moments. Now, contrary to, again, to belief, people think it's more powerful if you go into some just super long, ridiculous time frame of meditation. That's not always the case. But people always think that, that if you're excessive, and sometimes the same thing with ritual. But I can tell you this, it's not just the amount of time you do something, it's more so the effectiveness of what you've done, okay? I've seen people, whether it's rituals or meditations, get more benefits, more results, and be more effective, say, in doing a 5 to 10 minute meditation, 3 to 5 minute meditation, than somebody who sits in the meditation for 30 minutes to an hour or more, okay? So just because more doesn't mean it's better. It's just the quality and the effectiveness of your meditation. So this is why I say, let it flow naturally. Start out with just a few minutes And if you build it up, let it naturally build up. Let your intuition naturally build that up as you get locked in. And then kind of go from there. But establish at minimum a regular, consistent practice. Because how we look at on the path of the occult and the spirituality, meditation is the art of listening. You've heard this term before. Different people have said it in books. You probably heard it different places many times over the year. I'm in strong agreement with that statement, and we're gonna evaluate that a little bit more. Meditation is the art of listening, right? Now, the reason why a lot of religious folks are hard to talk to and get them to see outside of the box of their religious beliefs is because they're talking all the time. Even they're praying, they're talking. There's never really time to listen because there's always somebody talking. The preacher, the pastor, the congregation is hooting and hollering. There's never no time to listen, which is the art of meditation. Now, what are you listening for in meditation? When the people say that meditation is the art of listening. Well, there's several things you're listening for. Not forcefully. First, you're listening for that inner voice, which is just the personal daemon or the higher self. That inner voice starts to convey clear thoughts to you. You really start to tap in to your personal daemon or your higher self. And through that meditation, through that silence and activating the art of listening, you can really tap in to your inner voice, your personal daemon, your true, your higher self, whatever term. And this is how you start to get communications, personal revelations, subjective experiences, or sometimes it's just an influx of clear thoughts, right? And sometimes it's very healing, because in meditation is where you make a lot of order or personal order out of your personal chaos, right? So this is why it's highly recommended to establish regular practice of meditation. Okay, there's another saying you probably heard amongst mystics and in different books and places over the years. No prophet, great sage, or mystic ever received a revelation while they were talking. That's another statement I love. And think about it. Even when you read religious stories or stories in other cultures or dogmas of any, again, mystic, prophet, or sage, none of them received a revelation while they were talking. Okay, why? Because they were practicing the art of listening. Okay, you can hear shit, and there's two different skills to that. There's hearing and there's listening. We can hear a lot of things. Listening is the art of applying what you're hearing. Okay? Somebody talked about this, like inner listening, right? All these different terms, and I've always deciphered, and I've made that clear to people over the years, listening and hearing are not the same thing. Because we all can hear a lot of shit, but sometimes we're not grasping or understanding what we're hearing. But when you're truly listening, you are using the art of applying what you're hearing. You're able to confirm that. Okay? So meditation sharpens your skills. It connects you stronger to the spirit world, to connecting with deity in ritual work. You will also notice benefits and techniques when you are doing science of breath control and meditation. The level of awareness, and kind of this is why I kind of wanted to piggyback off the Kundalini awakening in the previous video. A certain level of sharpness and clarity kicks in. Now, there's also just on the surface benefits that a lot of people, whether it's spiritualists and even medical professionals, will tell you meditation does reap some positive health benefits like reducing of stress and anxiety, etc. And the reason why you hear that term, I'm going to tell you why. Because meditation is also an art and meditation you practice of getting clarity on your thoughts. Or putting in order what's going on in your mind. And sometimes you need to slow those thoughts down by formulating them in a natural act via meditation. So I could see why many people in different places, including medical professionals, have said meditation is a very positive, and it could assist and overall improve your health, especially on the mental, emotional aspect of it, because again, we know stress and anxiety, and stress we know is a silent killer. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, with the way the world is today, the way things are changing, you know, what it's like us for now to raise young children. I mean, we live in a high stress, high level anxiety type of world now, right? So there are quote unquote therapeutic or healing aspects to meditation, 100%. And again, to those who ask, newer people, because unfortunately, and maybe sometimes they just don't know no better. They feed into the bullshit. It's just funny how people or curious seekers who are just asking or inquiring about things on this path, like I said in the beginning of the video, they literally ask me. I run into people so many times over the years, new people don't know nothing about, do you guys meditate? Do you guys do stuff like that? And I've said this in the past, that we probably practice a lot of those techniques in the lesser system that they harp upon so strongly, like meditation, etc. We probably utilize it in a more powerful, deeper, and way in our everyday ritual work. Okay? Because people sometimes get taken aback when you tell them, oh, I thought you got... No, we don't just all wear black robes walking around, hail Satan. Get that internet, Hollywood, messed up concept out of your head. Okay? If you're on any type of spiritual path of growth, I don't care what it is, alchemy, any form of mysticism, the occult, etc., you should be utilizing the art and skill of meditation, hands down. Okay? And it's a very effective and powerful tool. And when practicing that along with the science of breath techniques, you will also see health-wise and benefit-wise when it comes to, your stamina, your metabolism, testosterone levels. Yes, this is all affected by it in a positive way, because you're realigning your thoughts sometimes in meditation. You're changing the charge of those thoughts, and some of the stuff that was negative that you sort out, you're changing your polarity. When you change the energy of the things that the mind is tapping into, it's automatically going to adjust the frequency of how you think and how you feel automatically. Okay? And that's going to trickle down into other aspects of your physical being. Okay? And this is why so many people focus on the art of meditation. Now, it's not obviously, you see this across the board in many different spiritual systems and practices. You see it in a lot of New Age practices, yoga, and other practices. I've even seen certain branches of more modernized Christianity talking about the importance of meditation. And to me, the point is, across the board, you will see people from different walks of life and from different spiritual systems. One thing they can all agree on is that meditation is a powerful tool when utilized consistently. And again, you're gonna need that skill, trust me. Focus, concentration, meditation, and the art of visualization are critical tools you will need to grow on this path spiritually. Because those are key weapons, and I say weapons, tools that you need to carry out your ritual work successfully. So anytime somebody always reaches out to me and says, I'm struggling with my ritual work, I'm not getting the results, this or that or whatever, 9 out of 10 times when we go over this evaluation process, they don't have these core practices down pat. When you go through it with them, I'll say, well, this is why you're struggling. This is why you're not getting those results that you're looking to get. And then it'll also be in alignment with the people that will say things like, I can't focus in my ritual work. I can't concentrate. It's like I get in, I get distracted. Well, that could be what I'm talking about here, plus other factors you need to take into consideration. Could be your diet. Could be you eating a lot of processed foods that are no good for you. Could be a lack of exercise, right? Why do you think I'm hard on exercise all the time? Okay? Don't negate the importance of exercising regularly and monitoring what you eat. I'm not going to get all fanatical in diet. Maybe I'll address it in detail in a separate video, but that could be a factor of messing with your focus, your concentration, and things of that nature, in addition to what I'm talking about in this video. All right? But in a nutshell, so I'm at my destination. Let's just do a quick recap. Check out your breathing techniques. See how that is. What I was saying in the beginning of this video. Get science of breath control, or the power of breath control, or breathing working for you correctly. Once the breathing is good, you will automatically see how your meditations and your focus and your concentration changes. Because if you're not getting enough of oxygen or blood to certain parts of the body, or the circulation isn't working effectively, it could affect all other aspects of your being and your life. Not just from a medical perspective, which is obvious, but from a spiritual perspective too. So make sure you're practicing proper breathing. See how powerful or not your focus skills are, and then go into your meditations and establish, again, at minimum, a daily practice just for a few minutes a day, and then build from it there. Whatever naturally manifests and starts to evolve and change as you start to work different techniques and apply different methods, then you make the change in accordance to how it's going. But start there. So again, meditation, breathing are key components to your successful spiritual growth. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about this. Some of these topics will come up in different forms in later videos, classes, but don't negate the importance of proper breathing and meditation. All right, that's going to wrap this one up. You guys know where you can reach me at. You can reach me at khnum19@gmail.com if you are interested in a spiritual reading or a consultation. If you are interested in signing up for the classes I offer, I do 3 private classes every month on Patreon for Patreon members only. If you want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti.com. Tier 3 is the way to go. That will give you access to the 3 private classes I do every month on Patreon. Journey of the Black Adept Conference, number 6. Any of the aforementioned things, readings, emails in the description box of the video, along with the direct link to the Primordial Chaos podcast, which I am also uploading audio files of all this new content. All right. Other than that, that'll do it for this video. Infernal blessings, and we will talk soon.